Hola muchachos and muchacharinas. Welcome, welcome. Today, another math lesson. Woo! As you guys know, tomorrow we will get the lovely golden frog back. And we don't really have the patch notes yet, but we could get a little bit of information from Russia. And based on all that information, I decided to make the math to show you guys if it's worth or not to gamba. Or is it even gamba? Maybe it's a smart investment. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So is this lovely fella gamba or is it a smart investment? I personally only used the legendary frog once because we came a little bit later into the game. And if I remember correctly, there was only one gamba option you had. But given the information we have from Russia, we actually have two chests this time. This here is the first one. You can buy a chest for 3000 gold and there are 13 pouches or chests in total. As said, 3000 gold per pouch, and you have a 1 in 11 or 9.09% chance of getting a random relic pouch. That is, of course, if the chance is equal to each other and they are not saying like, okay, you have a 1% chance for the relic combat engraving and you have a 90% chance to get Fions. But I'm assuming it's an equal chance. And if we look at all the options you have, the only other item which has a tangible value is the blue crystals, which is about 6,800 gold based on the EUC blue crystal value. All the other items, it's a little bit subjective if they have value for you, because there are like card sets inside where you have chances of getting cards, you have card XP, Fions, but for the purpose of this video, I'm assuming that these items are not good. But on top, you also got the Java's Trader tokens, and in this pouch you get 2 per pouch. And we will look at the exchange shop in a little bit to also let you know what you can exchange it for. But first, let's look at the math. And before we do that, we need to categorize the value of the books you can obtain. So I decided to go with 4 different categories. Number 1 is high, which only includes adrenaline and grudge, and it has an average value of 261,000 gold. You have a middle category of Raid Captain, Kienplanwetten and Cursed, and the average value of that one is 140k. All the low books are above 20k value. And trash is trash. Surprise, surprise. So, given that we now did the categorization, what is your chance for getting a good outcome? Number 1, we already said you have a chance of a relic pouch of 9.09%. And given that you have 120 pouches, you will get a total of 11 pouches on average, which contain a relic random pouch. So if you look at the combined odds for one pouch only with a high outcome, it's a 0.42% chance. Not very high. But if we look at the statistical outcome of 120 pouches, then you have a chance of getting 0.51 high pouches, 0.77 middle pouches and 2.56 low pouches. That means you have an average statistical outcome of 13k gold as a profit. So, yay or nay? As I said, based on the statistical probability, you make a profit. However, rolling half a pouch is not possible, and if you miss, you make a net negative. Obviously, because you would immediately lose 133k in value, or potentially get a middle roll out of it and get a little bit less value out of it. But also you have to take into consideration that you are also likely to get 11 times the 100 blue crystal chest, which has a value of 75,000 gold. Of course, the blue crystal value again is very subjective. It really depends on what you would be buying with it. Arguably the most efficient, if you get the blue crystals, is the life energy potions and then sell your life energy materials. So what is my conclusion? The conclusion is that you are more likely to lose gold by buying these pouches, but given the token can be exchanged for other high value items, it is mathematically sound to give in to your gamba addiction. So let's have a look at these high value items which you can get from the token exchange. The two which are really interesting is number 1, the relic engraving chest, which is random, and the selection chest. The selection chest is not transferable or tradable, but the other one is. We don't really know the costs now, we only know after the frog dropped, but given that the adrenaline book right now has a value of 305k, you are already making a profit if you start buying all these pouches. Then again, for all the other materials, you really have to decide for yourself if they give you any value. For example, behemoth scales, arguably for all the veterans, they are probably useless, but maybe for new players, they're interesting. And the same goes for Transcendence, etc., etc. But that brings us to the next chest. Jabba's Kuznetsk chest, whatever that means. I hope they changed the name in our version. In principle, they are the same in terms of gold and how many you can buy per week, but they give you a higher chance of getting a relic pouch. You have a 1 in 6 chance, or 16.67% this time. And the only other item which arguably is really worth it in here, in my personal opinion, are the advanced honing scrolls 1 to 10. Of course, you can also get the giga value out of Jabba's gem chest level 2, which gives you a staggering value of 500 gold per level 2 gem. Yay! But on top, this chest is also providing you with 1 token per pouch. So what do we think about buying this one? The chance here for a relic pouch, as mentioned, is 16.67%. And this time, a total of 20 pouches will contain a relic random pouch on average. The combined odds are a little bit better for a single pouch, but still not amazing. It's at 0.78%. But if you buy 120 pouches over the 4 weeks, you have statistically 1 high pouch, 1.4 middle pouches, and 4.56 low pouches. That leaves you with an average statistical outcome of a profit of 338,000 gold. So as you can see, because there's less items in this chest you can roll, you can just freely go in, go for your Gamba session and enjoy rolling 100 adrenaline books. There is a high chance of making it profitable even if you miss the high outcome, because you can still get a couple of engravings from the middle category. The only thing you keep in mind, given everything that I showed you so far, is that the probability of the books getting a little bit lower in price in the auction house is quite likely, because the market will be flooded with more books. I'm honestly not really expecting that Adrenaline and Grudge will drop significantly, but for the lower books, something like Barricade, All Out Attack, Hitmaster, these books could actually drop a little bit in value. If I would have to take an educated guess, I could see the price dropping by 10 to 20%. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you, and if so, then leave a like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot to keep going. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and let's meet up in Acacia. Bye bye.